We're live. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I got my good friend and colleague Dave here, and what we want to go over today is something that most impacts most businesses, right? It's how. Oh shit! Did you see? You guys hear that in the background? I'm in the middle of a thunderstorm.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. Yeah, lightning impacts most businesses too. However, this is what we're talking about here. Is we're talking about how businesses accept payments, payment processing, right? So a lot of times, this is something that we see when we do a review. So our process is a little different. Someone comes in and they apply for an SBA loan or a line of credit or equipment. We actually review their entire business, okay? And one of the things we see where business owners are losing a lot of money is how their payment processing is set up, right? So I'll give you an example. If you are doing over $10,000 a month and you process with Stripe, is raising their rates, Square or PayPal, you are throwing money away. Okay, there's better systems, better technology, and a cheaper way to accept payments than any of those. Okay, the reason why I love having Dave on here is Dave has a small business, right?
Yeah, I do.
And so like the other problem with Square, Stripe, PayPal is they can hold your money. They can hold it for up to 180 days, no questions asked,
Yeah,
right?
if a customer complains or anything like that, they can charge you back and take the money or hold it.
Yep.
On
Not
top,
only, what was that?
on top of the high fees.
On top of the high fees, right? And it's hard to get anyone on the phone. There's very little customer service. So what we do is we do an analysis on every single person we speak with to see how we can help them. And a lot of times that makes a huge difference. We've had people save anywhere from 20 to $150,000 a year, and you're like, oh, how can that be? Well, if you're doing cash discount where you're passing the fee to the client, right? You can save almost 95% of what you're currently paying today, right? If you want to do traditional, there's substantial savings. Now, Dave, tell me a little, like, what questions you have on payment processing or anything that we've gone over.
Okay, yeah, well, you just brought up the cash discount.
Yep.
I know we see like different places, like gas stations will be like 10 cents more if you pay with a credit card than if you would pay for cash. Can you explain a little bit how that works and how to, like, somebody that doesn't really know anything about that can better
Of course.
understand?
So think about it like this. Anybody that is essentially paying with a credit card, why are you using a credit card to pay, for some goods or services? A lot of times it's a write-off where you want the points, right? Well, why should the business owner be responsible for paying for that and you get your points, right? So all that does is pass a fee of anywhere from 3.5% to 3.99% to the person actually using the card. All right. And so effectively, what that does is lowers your rates as a business owner about not to 95% of what you're currently paying. Another thing that people have to think about too is, are you constantly tracking what your effective rate is? So the one thing I don't like about that the payments industry is there's a lot of places that these companies hide fees. Okay. And so what I mean by that is they might say, oh, it's a flat fee or this, but when you look at the effective rate, what is your effective rate what is the actual effective rate? So if you're doing $100,000 a month, right, and you're supposed to be at like a flat 2.9%, but you're paying, $3,500 fees a month. Well, where's that extra $600?
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of different fees that people aren't disclosing. And that isn't right.
No, it's not.
Nope.
Another question: since if people do that cash discount and they put the offset to their customers, is there any legality or anything that they need to show, that maybe a sign posted up, hey, you pay a little bit less?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you and I both know our main thing is financing.
Yeah.
Our team will take care of all of the proper setup instructions on how to get everything established and done the right way.
So our team helps people get that, so they don't get in trouble.
Correct. Whether it's signs being posted, but It's nothing that's you effectively can raise your prices any state in the country. No one can stop you from raising your prices.
Okay.
Okay, no one can think about it like this. No one can stop you either from offering a cash discount, right? How many times have you had some service done to your house and someone told you, hey, if you pay me cash, it'll be this price?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Since I do a lot of like pop-up events, farmers markets. I know a lot of the vendors there. They since we're at a parking lot or some kind of event, so there's no really internet access other than their phone. Do we have products where they could plug into their phone and swipe their people's cards or?
Absolutely. Every single solution is based on that customer.
Okay.
So a lot of times when people are going through the process or they speak with our team, I tell them, what do you really like about your current processing? What would you change? Write a list, or let us know what functionality that you need, and our team will build that out. We'll build it out as best they can. The only there's nothing that can't be built with the right communication.
Yeah.
And each business is different. Some some businesses need the ACH. Other businesses, need to make sure that payments are there the next day. So, next day funding. And a lot of times, everything can be put together in one package, built the right way, and goes out. The only systems, there's very few systems we can't work with. Obviously, Toast being one of them nationally. Either people love Toast or they hate Toast. Clover, if someone is very, very familiar with a Clover system, a Clover unit, it's a very popular one. It just happens that we'd have to get them a new Clover unit because Clovers are a lot. Does that make sense, Dave?
Yeah, it does.
All right. What else you got?
So say if you're also, since again I do retail stuff and have an online store, can we help people process, say if they have a Shopify account, where they could take credit cards through our system then compared to taking it from their websites, either Squarespace or something like that?
Yeah, we can help with any type of payment setup.
Okay.
Any type of payment setup. What I would say is if it's a Shopify, it depends on what plan the client is on with Shopify, and Shopify charges their own fees on top of it. So a lot of times Shopify will be a little bit more expensive. So sometimes it's not worth it. If it's not worth it, our team will just let them know it's not worth it.
Okay. Cool. And let's see. Yeah, I know we always show the discounts of how I got it pulled up on my phone. There we go. Of how we have the traditional processing and how we're able to save. On top of the cash discount, how much or how do we save customers if they want to go the traditional route, if they don't want to go?
Well, we break down what they're paying, right, currently, and then we give them a side by side of what they would pay if they moved over. Okay. So I'll pull up one that I literally just had to show you guys the difference. Give me 1 sec. So this is someone that does mulch. Okay, a lot of mulch. So they're currently paying 2.9% is their effective rate through TSYS. All right. If we were to switch them to normal, like keep everything the same, just get them a better setup, they'd still save about $1,500 a year, which is substantial.
Yeah.
So you get a better system, better setup, save $1,500. Now, if they switched over where they're passing the fee, okay, all of a sudden they're going to save over $25,000 a year.
That's a big increase.
That's correct.
To your revenue.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay, huge difference. And like I love seeing these because it's pretty consistent across the board.
Cool. I know each person is different, but is there certain factors that need to get accounted for when going for card processing? Like, it helps you with your rate, or is it just kind of whatever we can get you?
Well, I think it boils down to you a high risk industry or not, and how do you want to be set up?
Okay.
Right, like CBD, that's a high risk industry. Marijuana, high risk. Gambling, high risk. There's obviously a price for that. Okay. But on traditional stuff, those are pretty simple, pretty straightforward, pretty easy.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that was kind of all the questions I had right now. Was just a lot of it was more like the cash discount, how that worked, and you explained that very well.
Yeah, I mean, cash discount. The way I would tell anyone just a ballpark what you could save. Let's say that you're paying. You do $200,000 a month in credit card transactions. Even at 3%, that's still $6,000 a month, $72,000 a year. So with cash discount, typically you're only going to pay $50 a month.
Okay.
Right? Between 50 and max 100 if it's a very unique, crazy setup. So think about it this way: if in the suggestion or the example I'm giving you, what are they paying? Roughly 70 something thousand a year. Okay. Now you're going to be paying $600 a month, so you save over 70 grand by switching to that type of setup.
And that's a set price.
Yeah, all you're really doing is paying your statement fee and whatever other small tickets. Nothing crazy.
Passed on to the consumer. So
exactly.
Processing. Okay, cool. That's makes it a lot more easier to understand. And because when I try to talk to people about cash discount, they're like, "Wait, what do you mean by that?" And then kind of have to break it down a little bit. And
yep.
So a lot of people don't really understand that, and so.
I'm glad I can help. I appreciate you coming on here, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. And hey, if you have questions or you want to see what Dave can save you, please drop a link or reach out to us. We're happy to get that done. We'll turn it around in 24 hours.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you for having me, Jonathan.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Have a good one.